from the bakery for my birthday. The amount of emotion you must get. Wow.
We really we ruin people's lives. We do.
But come back and buy another one.
Yeah. But she actually paid for that cake, which I was so, you know.
Oh, because influencers want everything for free.
Yes, which I don't mind, you know. It helps us. I'd love to expand. I would love to have another shop under my notes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would by mistake delete the whole thing.
Oh no.
And it would be all my orders for the year. And I quickly run to my laptop and be like, shit.
Oh
I've got to quick.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening before, but I think we're good. I'm gonna roll with it. And
so I'm going to do another clap.
Yeah, we're gonna do another clap.
Now?
What the fuck that's doing that for? But yeah.
Tell me when.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. You can do it. Yes, welcome. Thank you so much. I think we're good. I think I was just paranoid before. Thank you so much for coming in.
That's okay.
Ashleigh, from Perth Cake Collective.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the cake lady.
The cake lady. Let them eat cake. I'm so excited to have you here and to chat, and I'm excited to get into asking you all things biz in Perth, beautiful sunny Perth.
Okay. I'm nervous. I don't know what you're going to ask me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be super fun. And yeah, before we start the episode, we just want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Talent Corp and Sky Video. Thank you very much for promoting this podcast. And if you want to have Australia's leading talent, check out talentcorp.com.au and skyvideo.com if you want to have people representing your brand or business. So official. So official. So, cakes.
Yeah. Random.
I have this thing where I believe everyone is creative. Every single person's creative. I feel creativity is a skill set you develop in a certain creative pursuit.
I disagree.
Okay, this is good. Disagreeing is great.
Because, you know, I have hired a few people and sometimes you just can't teach creativity or attention to detail, or having not even attention to detail. It's more having an eye for what's maybe what's missing, or what in our instance what a cake needs. And yeah, I just feel like I've had so many people that I don't think that they are creative at all, and I think that you may be just born with it.
Okay.
Or you develop it from life. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a couple of things there, right? There's one is the skill set, and then there's the other, which is what is that person's values like? You know, what's their home like? If they're, like that at work, then what's their home going to look like? What's their bedroom like?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I think where somebody lives or that definitely would translate to how creative they are. I don't know. My house is very creative.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's not your classic white, neutral tones. It's very
like an IKEA catalogue.
Yeah, no, not like that at all. It's art deco. It's pieces that I've found that I've been I love this, and I'm just going to try and make it work. It's random, one of my lamps in the lounge is red. That's not very normal, but it works and it looks good. So
that's your style.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a vibe. That's a big vibe. So how long have you had your business for? Give us the sales pitch. Give us the elevator pitch.
It's been 7 years full time. I have been making cakes for a long time, but it was very much just a hobby, and I just never wanted it to not be a hobby, because then I thought I would hate it if it was a business. But basically, yeah, it was 7 years ago. I started studying nursing. And I was working at a cafe just as a barista because I wanted to experience uni. I hadn't really had that in my first degree because I wasn't a resident or citizen, so I couldn't go on HECS. I had to work and pay my uni as I went. So I was working 3 jobs, studying busy. And then this degree, I sort of thought I just want to actually be able to study nicely, be a barista, wear jeans to work. And I was working, and I just I think my boss said to me, "You're really talented. You should promote this more. Promote your Instagram page." And I did. did a few like sponsored posts, and I started being like a bit more creative and finding different cakes that I wanted to make, and I made them in my own spare time, and then I'd sort of like put them up for sale or offer them to friends and that sort of thing, and it just like popped off. It was so strange, and it went from like 1 cake a month to like 4 in a week. Like every week I was getting 4 orders, and that was enough for me to like pay my mum board, you know, have a few social activities during the week. And I ended up quitting at the cafe as soon as I had like a good steady 6 orders a week, and just like concentrated on the cakes. But I was studying at the same time, so my aim was still to be a nurse. Like I wanted to do nursing, and yeah, in my final year, I think it was my final semester, and I was exhausted. I wasn't studying anymore. I had so many cake orders. Like at this point I was probably doing 20 a week, and I was by myself. I didn't have anybody helping with admin or anything, so it was nuts. Like it was really busy. And I was like, I need to make a decision because this is going so well, and I was earning way more than I would be as a nurse, and that was like, you know, just me by myself. And I saw sort of where I could take it if I had somebody helping me with admin or had somebody in the kitchen helping a little bit. And so I decided to drop out of nursing, which was horrible because I love to finish what I start, and concentrate on the cakes, and it just went crazy from that. Like every month I was like doubling sales, and then I got an admin help with all the emails and that side of things, and it was like life changing and I could do so much more in the kitchen. And I moved into a commercial space, a sublet in a restaurant. They had like 2 massive kitchens, just so I could sort of see what equipment I needed and how big a space I needed and that sort of thing. And then eventually got our own commercial kitchen in Netherlands. It was maybe 2.5 years ago now. And yeah, now we've got a team of 8. And it's steady. Like, you know, we've got good sales every week. It's good enough to have, you know, all the girls have set shifts every week. I'm having more time off, finally have, you know, my Saturdays to myself. And yeah, have a bit more work-life balance, but work my ass off for the last, I'd say maybe 5-6 years. Yeah. And it's really paid off. Like, love my job. I still love it.
Amazing.
Didn't think that, I thought that I'd lose that if I made my hobby into my work. But yeah, I feel very lucky that I still wake up and I'm like excited to go to work.
That's really cool. That's special. That's awesome. So there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. I've told the story a few times. Can you tell?
I bet. You've basically like put together the last 6 or 7 years, right, of what you've been doing. And I think like, let's go back to the beginning when you first started it, because that's when we met. I remember like at the time, Perth Cake Collective on Instagram maybe had like 1,000 followers or something like that. And you mentioned that you kind of started off, you're getting, you know, acknowledged for your great work. And then you ran a couple of like sponsored ads and started to put the content out there. Because the people that, unless they know your journey more or they listen to this podcast, then majority of people are going to then see you. They're going to look at 63,000 followers on Instagram. They're going to see all this amazing content. They're going to see hundreds of thousands of views, right?
Yeah.
What I'm interested in sharing is the beginning part, because so many people in society now just look at the end.
Yeah.
But so fewer people understand, particularly people that have never built a business or built anything before. A lot of people don't understand that everything starts at zero. We all start at zero.
We're not a big organization. Like, you know, we have customers say, you know, you're a big organization. And I'm like, no, we're not. It's just me in this 55 square meter small kitchen.
Right.
Like, we're all so close. There's 8 of us, but like, we're not all on at the same time. Like, there's only a few and we're making hundreds of cakes a week. Like, it's a lot of cakes.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a huge amount. So let's go back to the early days. So you were studying to be a nurse, which is when I met you. And then you were like, you know what, there's something here. I want to explore this. What are some of the steps that you took? And I think more importantly, for the younger people out there, especially younger women that are looking at starting something up, but they don't know how to go about it, share some of your experience, or can you speak to your early days of what it was like the hustle, the hours, what was your strategy? How did you distribute the content out there through Instagram and social media? And were there things that you saw that didn't work that you went, okay, that's not working, I need to reevaluate? And then you started then tapping into things that did work, and then how you then continued to build on that?
100%. Like something as simple as photography. So like taking pictures of the cakes to advertise on Instagram. Initially, it was always in a semi-dark commercial kitchen, and the pictures just didn't pop. And I think I saw a girlfriend, she started making cakes, and she had only just started, but she had an eye for, you know, taking pictures of the cakes and the cookies. And I saw her pictures and I was like, how are you getting them like so crisp? And she's like, natural lighting. You need natural lighting. None of these like ring lights or anything like that. Natural lighting's the best for cakes. So I found a spot where I was working at the time, was Coast in North Fremantle, and they have like this big open space. I'm sure a lot of people have been there, like the events room where they have the weddings and stuff, and there's all, you know, the beach is right there, so you've got natural sunlight from a certain time, obviously. And I figured certain times of the day were also better for taking the photos. So even that, like I'd be like, okay, 10 a.m. I had to have an alarm on my phone that would say take photos of the cakes now, and I'd have to have everything ready and in place. And I started posting these pictures with the good lighting and got so many more likes and so many more follows, and it was just insane, like the difference just the pictures made, like the lighting. And then what else? I mean, I feel like going into business, there's so many. In every area, there's always going to be competitors. Maybe some businesses wouldn't have so many, but for me, I'm competing with, you know, other home bakers that don't have overheads, and some people don't understand how, you know, time consuming it is to make a cake. So when you say $300 for a cake, they're like, what? Like, a cake at Coles is $30. Like, why would I come to you? What's special? So I feel like if you also have a niche, like you do something different that nobody else is doing, or you have a good way of dealing with your customers, or say, for me, I was so quick to respond to everyone. Like,
so the customer experience, right?
Yeah.
This is something that, for example, like Jeff Bezos and Amazon goes on about all the time, customer experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's some of your strategies here? So you're quick.
I was so quick at responding. Like, I was on my phone all the time, like ready to go. And, you know, my friends and family would be like, you need to have boundaries. You can't reply to people at 11 p.m. And to me, I was like, well, if I don't reply to them, if I'm not the first person to reply, then another cake maker will. And they might give them a cheaper quote, or I don't know, and they'll go for that person. Like, I've just made $200, you know, I've made that sale and I can go to sleep now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that was massive. And then also being like very personable and not just saying, you know, you have customers email and they'll say, I'm getting married, and it's obviously a very exciting experience. Like, you want to like show that you're sharing that with them, and not that it's not genuine, but I would say to, like, when I trained my admin, when she first started with me, I said, I really want my personality to still translate. Like, I need you to speak to the customers how I would. So instead of just saying, hi, this is how much the cake is, you know, use their first, like, you use their name and say, thank you so much for your inquiry. Congrats on your wedding, or like, how exciting, or, you know, really try and share the experience.
You sound like you're a born business and salesperson. Where have you picked this stuff up from?
I don't know. I feel like...
Is it business in your family?
Yeah, Dad's always been in business, but I don't think we share that, you know, the customer experience of like what I'm talking about now. I don't think we share that in common. He's quite like serious and not, you know, he actually, when we moved here, bought a Subway because he had owned a restaurant in South Africa.
Okay.
And he was older, so he'd already retired when we immigrated, and he kind of was like, I don't want to do the advertising, don't want to do, you know, new menus or anything like that. So he just wanted a franchise, and to him, he's like, you know, take your sandwich and go. He's like, I don't know how you deal with so many customers wanting, you know, such a custom experience. And you really have to treat everyone's like, we might be making 100 cakes a week, and this is what I tell my staff all the time. Like, I know there's so many cakes we're making, and it's so hard to like keep up with all the details and make sure that all the names are spelled correct and the colors are like exactly what they want and match the swatch that they send us. But you got to remember that this cake is like important to them, and they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah. The expectation is super high, right?
Yeah. And like, you want to treat it like it's the only cake you're making this week.
Yeah.
Like, every cake needs to be treated like that.
Yeah.
And if you know, we answer the door and we're friendly and we're always smiling. And I feel like that's just you've got to go from like the start to finish with customer experience. You can't just be like, here's your cake and done. Because you have people they message you or they share a photo. Like, say thank you. Say thank you so much for sharing that. It doesn't matter if we've got 60,000 followers. Like, even if they only have 100 followers, that's 100 more people that are going to see our cake. So like, always say thank you and that sort of thing. So I think that's like probably the most important thing, is being like quick to respond and being personable and friendly and likable. I don't know. I feel like it's so important. It's the same with anything, like, you know, whenever you meet anyone, networking and that sort of thing.
Yeah, totally. 100%. There's some similarities with your business and our business, and that is like, you know, people spending a lot of money for that product. So our product is like a very premium product usually, so they're spending a shitload of money. But more to the point, it's not so much about the dollar value, it's the fact that you and I both create something from scratch, and it's usually very unique. Like, we don't really have repeatable business models. And that scares a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. There's a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that just want a repeatable, like predictable product and revenue and things like that. Whereas we're in the game of like pure creativity and fulfilling a customer's custom need. At least like all we do is cake, right? Like with us, like, you know, all we do is video, but then the depth and breadth of video is like crazy big. Is it TV? Is it for cinema? Is it for social media? Is it, you know, blah, blah, blah. So how do you manage that workflow? Like, do you use software? Do you use apps? Like, what's the booking process like? How do you ensure customer quality?
It's hard with cakes, and I actually thought at one point, I was like, I want to create an app for cake makers because it's ridiculous. There's nothing out there. But I think there are a few apps now, but I feel like our processes are so good that I'm quite happy with everything and how we're running, that I don't really want to change anything. But we basically just have like our weekly run sheet with all of this week's orders from Wednesday to Monday. And then we have a yearly run sheet. So we have orders in for next year already for weddings, because people are planning way in advance. So basically there's not really anything besides like a Word document where you can see exactly what date, time the person's picking up, their name. You can add everything. You can put the picture for the, like, you know, whatever inspiration picture they've sent you. It's just so much easier with like a Word document, whereas any apps, like, you've got to click into things, and I don't know, I just feel like so much more complicated.
Yeah, okay.
And then each week, so say we come in on Wednesday and we're icing the cakes for Wednesday, Thursday, we'll take all the information from that run sheet just for those 2 days. And as we ice the cakes, we cross off, like we literally just strike through the flavour and the filling to say that we've done the crumb coat, which is just like the thin layer of icing around the cake to sort of like, I don't know, coat the crumbs, and so you can do the colour coat smoothly. And then when we do the colour coat, we cross that out. And then, you know, when we do the trim or the text, we cross that out. And then when the whole cake's done, we delete that off that list. So then we can track how well we're going. And I can be like, oh, we've got 3 cakes left, I'm going by.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so simple. We have, we're working off Shopify now. We were on Squarespace.
Yep.
And the more cakes we were getting, the more inundated my admin was getting with emails. And I thought, surely people can just order these on the website, pay. And I know there are some people that do, they don't want to speak to someone, they just want to order it and pick it up, you know. So set up Shopify with all the products, and then now people just order them. My admin will transfer the data from Shopify to the Word document and mark it off as like entered. And then that's it. And they get an automated confirmation off Shopify saying what, where they're going to pick the cake up from, the time, the day, everything. And that's it. So, and then the more custom orders, like the wedding cakes, they can send an inquiry form through and we liaise with them for a little while, like to make sure that they've got what they want. But yeah, we've got like popular cakes on the website ready to purchase.
Yeah.
And then anything else that's a bit more complicated, we just say, email through your inquiry and we'll chat to you from there. But it feels way easier than it was. Like how I was doing it at the start is crazy. Like I was just writing them in my, like on my phone, on my iPhone, under my notes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would like by mistake delete the whole thing.
Oh no.
And it would be like all my orders for the year. And I'd quickly run to my laptop and be like, shit.
Oh
I've got to like quickly like save or undo. And like now obviously you have like deleted notes and you can quickly just get them back.
Yeah.
But like quickly before it updated, quickly go back and like.
That's wild. What's yeah, that's crazy. What work system are you in? Are you in like the Googleverse or you're in Microsoft or
Microsoft?
Do you use like Teams as well? Do you use Microsoft Teams at all? You don't really need to. No, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
I know like there's so much out there that you can use, but like, and maybe we will in the future, but for now, like everything just seems to work and flow so well.
Yeah, that's
like,
great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a like simple Microsoft word, like being able to highlight things a different color, like and I don't know, just
easy. That's good because it'll be like a live document, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
So once you set it up, it's like embedded in your whole like ecosystem, which is then online. So anyone in the team can access it from anywhere.
Yeah.
And then if stuff deletes, there's a continuous like run of it, right?
And you can go to the history of the document and see what's where, if it was there before. Like we have best thing I have done actually is get a virtual assistant.
Yeah, cool.
So she's in Manila and she's amazing. Yeah. Like amazing. She works so hard. She's on like every day.
Yeah. I'm
like, you don't need to work the weekends. And
that's cool.
She'll pop up and be like, oh, this order, like blah, 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 and I'm like, Leigh, what are you doing?
Wow.
But so hardworking. And yeah, of course. And then if the documents are live, she can access all the time and any changes she makes. Like sometimes we'll be like making a change to an order or like writing, what color is this? Because she is still new. She's only been with us for like 4 months.
Okay.
And she's on the document at the time and she can see that we're typing like a question and she'll quickly answer it at the time and we're like, what?
Yeah, just so it pops up.
Yeah, like, it's that live that we can literally communicate with each other on the Word document.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you said you've got 8 people working for you. Is that plus the VA or?
So that's including the VA, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're 27, 28?
No, I'm 31.
You're 31. Are you 31 now? Oh my God. I thought you were still like 27 or something. Okay.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, you look young, right? Okay, so 31 is still young to have that many people working for you. What's that experience
my
been
children.
Like? Yeah, the babies. What's the experience like having them work for you?
It's amazing. Like
Are they full time?
I've got one full time, so my manager is full time.
Okay, yep.
But we have gone through, quiet periods where I'm kind of like, oh, it's just not worth having them all full time, and a lot of them are studying as well. Okay, so
they like the flexibility.
Yeah, so they like the flexibility. Yeah. I like the flexibility because then, like, if we are quiet, then I'm like, oh, you can go home. It's fine. Or say we're not making as many sales, and I just work a little bit more. And, and they're quite happy with that.
How many cakes a week do you guys do again?
So it's hard to tell because we enter it into the document. Because 12 cupcakes would take us quicker to make than a tall cake.
Yeah.
So when you look at the run sheet and you go, oh, we've got 12 orders, it's hard to have consistency that way. So to us, like cupcakes is half a capacity number.
Yeah.
And then like a one tier
half
cake.
Unit, then
like a half unit.
Got you.
And then like a 1 tier cake would be 1 unit and 2 tiers would be 2 units because technically it's 2 cakes.
Yeah.
So we kind of work on that basis. And at the moment, I think it's like 95 units a week.
Okay.
So it could be anywhere from like 110 to 150 cakes a week.
Yeah.
So in the kitchen, we usually have, so it'll be me, my manager, and then one other and a kitchen hand. So usually about four in the kitchen at on any given day, like between Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday are crazy days, like crazy. And then Friday's more like finishing touches. Saturday's more finishing touches as well.
Yeah.
So it gets a bit quieter towards the end of the week, which is good.
Okay.
But yeah, four in at a time. So it does get chaotic. It's such a small space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of cakes for people, you know,
Yeah.
to get through in a week.
And
so
what time of the day do they start?
7.
7 a.m.
Yeah. So not your typical bakery where you're starting at 3, 4
a.m. or 3 in the
Everyone
morning.
says like, oh, you're a baker. Like, do you start at 1 a.m.? And I'm like, no way.
You're like, hell yeah, I do. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Maybe back when I was by myself, I would be like, oh, there's no way I can get through these cakes tomorrow if I don't go in at 3 a.m. And like my partner at the time was like, what are you doing? Like, you're waking up at 2 to get to work at 3, and like, you know, people don't see that. But yeah, we've got a bit more balance to it now. It's 7 a.m. start.
I like this. I wanted to segue into balance. So, so how long did the hustle go for? And did you burn out?
Oh, I definitely had some like almost mental breakdowns where I was like, I don't know how I can do this anymore. Or, you know, every business gets complaints. You do your work, like especially in my line of work, you are dealing with general public. You have all, you know, everyone's coming through and buying cakes from, you know, down from Mandurah to up in Ocean Reef, like the whole of Perth, like broad spectrum of people. So it's
and personalities, or should we say personalities?
Yeah, and expectations are different. Like everybody's had, you know, I don't know. They just expectations are different, and so dealing with complaints was the hardest thing because where I was working so hard and I was giving it 110%, and I had no life. I had absolutely no life. Like I lost friends because I wasn't ever going to social events. I never saw my family anymmer. Yeah, like, well, people just stop inviting you to things because
you're just like, no.
She's working again.
Yeah.
But you know, I knew that it was my aim was I needed people to help, and as soon as I got the kitchen, I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to get some staff. It'll be fine.
So how long did it take you from inception to working in the shared kitchen to then getting your own kitchen? How long has that been?
5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yeah.
And has your business grown every single year, and has it been profitable every single year as well?
Yeah, it definitely has. Probably, like it's hard to tell because obviously now my overheads are higher with having staff, you have more mistakes.
Like, so does that mean like wastage and things like that?
Wastage, potential refunds. Like,
true.
I'll be completely transparent. I hate like being open about making mistakes, and you know, but we're all human, and we're making these cakes by hand, and we're not robots. Sometimes, like in the last couple of weeks, we've had a few cakes go out and they've had the wrong like number on them.
Yeah.
So it's meant to say like happy 16th and it said 18th. So that's a refund, you know.
Yeah.
Because you've just like absolutely stuff their cake up.
You've given them 2 more years of life.
And I always say, like, when
evil
people,
monsters.
even like when they pick up, I always say, you know, are you happy with the cake? Make sure the numbers right and the name spelt right. But some people send friends and family members to pick up, so they don't pick it up until they're at the event and it's too late. If we have time to pick it up, I'll say, oh, I'm coming. I'll pick up the cake and fix it on the spot. Like, I'll do everything to make sure that the customer's happy.
That's amazing.
But
that's super
sometimes
cool.
you can't, and then that's when there's wastage. But it's hard to tell because of the overheads now as opposed to when it was just me.
Yeah.
But I was working like 12 to 16 nowadays every day. I didn't have a day off for probably like, I think I went down south a few times, but like having regular days off, like a Saturday, I didn't have a day off for like 5 years. It was nuts. And like working that amount of hours, I was exhausted. And you got to remember as well, I was studying for some of that like time as well.
Finish up your nursing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really hard time, but it's definitely always luckily been profitable. I definitely had a scare when COVID hit.
Yeah.
That was like, I was still at uni at that point and still doing it from home, like baking from home.
Yeah.
but we got busier. Like I feel like I adapted and I said, okay, well, you know, everyone's sending gifts to nurses and to teachers to say thank you because they were, you know, they were having to go to work still no matter what. And they were most affected. And so I was like, okay, we will do like gift packages, you know, like a little cupcake box with a brownie and a little custom cookie that says thank you or that sort of thing. And they went crazy. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I think the increase in sales was definitely when the retro cake came into action. So an influencer in Perth, actually, her boyfriend asked for this specific cake and I couldn't find the exact same font that he had sent, but I went to this random cake shop in Willagee and they had like this cool retro font and I was like, I've never seen anyone use this before. And I just kind of like put this cake together and obviously she posted it and tagged us and that definitely helped.
Who was it? Whose account? Who's the person? Gracie
Piscopo, I think that's how you say her surname.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she had 1 million followers. So I was like, perfect.
Nice. Some good reach.
And yeah, so I posted that and I look at it now and I'm like, that's so rough in comparison to like what we do now.
Sorry, Gracie.
Yeah, sorry.
So let's come back and buy another one.
Yeah. But she actually paid for that cake, which I was so, you know.
Oh, because influencers want everything for free.
Yes, which I don't mind, you know. It helps us and it's always nice.
Do you get hit up by many influencers?
Yeah.
How many a day? How many a week?
No, I wouldn't say a weekly basis, more like maybe once a month.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think now that we have a lot of followers, they probably think like, oh, well, they don't really need more followers.
Sure,
like,
but you so do. You so want
well, I just feel like,
you're going to hit the 100K now. You got milestones, man.
If someone's got 1 million followers or like, you know, 500,000.
Yeah, now comes the game of like how much bargaining power they've got, right?
Yeah.
It's like if they're a 500K or 1 million or 5 million, you're going to be like, have the cake.
I'm like, technically I should be paying you to make the cake for you.
Right,
because
this is advertising.
Literally. So I've been very lucky with like advertising through socials with the increase in followers.
Yeah.
I've never really had to worry about paying for advertising, like maybe a few sponsored posts here or there, but I've been so lucky. Like honestly, the other day I think I paid for a post on Perth is okay, and that's the first time I've ever splurged on advertising.
Yeah,
like I've been so lucky that the cakes are like aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah, that's that's a good one as well. I think for your business, that's a good decision. Like Perth is okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but so when the retro cakes came into action, it blew up. Like I'm within a month I was like doubling my sales, and then the next month it was like triple, and then the next month it was quadruple.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my god, at one stage it was 50 cakes a week I was making by myself.
What?
Yes,
50 cakes a week.
I was working non-stop. I was like stressed out of my mind, like, you know, scared that I was going to do the wrong flavors, like, you know, ice the wrong cake or like give the wrong person the wrong cake. And you know, I had to also be very confident in my admin because she was putting everything in, and you know, there would be mistakes that like someone would send a cake and it would say 30 and thriving, and so she'd put it in to say that, but the person was turning 21 and I give it to them and they're like, that's wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not 30. And I'm like, shit.
Oh my goodness.
So we'd have to quickly change it. But like to me, I'm like, everything's fixable. Like it's been interesting like training staff, because like I know what I would do, but not everyone's like quick to think of a solution rather than like panicking. I'm like, don't worry, like, because the customer's also like stressing. They're like, oh my god, like my cake's wrong, like or the cake's not made. Sometimes the cake's been deleted by mistake and we just haven't made it. Like it doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does.
Sure.
And I'm always quick to be like, don't worry, like we can do something. I'll make sure that it's at the venue or wherever you need it before like the event starts. Let's just figure out what's happened and sort it out. So there's always something you can do.
Your commitment to your business and to your customers is really exemplary. Did I just say that right?
I don't know.
It's really fucking good. Like,
thank you.
That's incredible. That's like, I talk to a lot of people, right? I live in Sydney. I'm over here a lot. I talk to people in different industries a lot. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, I've not met many people with the amount of dedication to their customers that you have. It's very refreshing. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Very, very cool.
That's so good to hear, because I feel like it is definitely something I pride myself on. And like, even as a business, we get a lot of people call and say, you know, my cake lady's cancelled on me. I need a cake today. And I'm like, shit, we've never cancelled on anyone. Like,
wow.
I will never cancel on anyone, even when I've been sick.
Can you do a 1 day turnaround?
Yeah, we can do an hour's turnaround.
Wow.
Whereas like not a lot of businesses in Perth.
Not standard, guys, not standard.
Yeah, no. We don't want to do an hour turnaround, but like,
but if you need to.
Literally on Friday, someone called up and they said, we've just got this cake that was made by like a friend's friend at work, and we've just got it, and it's like Lumo green. It's like not the right green. It's terrible. Like, can you please, we should have just come to you in the first place, but can you please make something? We need it tonight.
So you're the fixer-upper crew as well.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we'll just do it. And I feel it's kind of like, you know, when you have like fulfilling jobs, that's the fulfilling part, is when somebody comes to you and they're stressing and you're like, don't worry, I can do it for you.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing that.
That's cool.
And I'm like, and that person's going to come back and they're going to rave to their friends and say, you know, I was struggling to get this cake done, and then, you know, Ash helped. Like, love that.
That's so good.
And then also likely to leave a review as well. So yeah, I feel like that's really fulfilling when that happens.
I'm looking you up on Google right now.
Oh God.
So
we've got a few bad reviews.
You've got 128 reviews and you're at 4.8 star, which is extraordinary. That's really impressive. That's
I hate
very cool.
the 4.8. I'm like, why isn't it 5?
You
like,
wanna
it
be a
needs
5?
to be 5.
Are you competitive?
I'm so competitive. Like, if you want me to do something that I don't want to do, you just have to tell me that you don't think that I can do it, and I'll be like, oh, fine, I'll do it.
So just for fun, here's a bad one. I categorically do not recommend cake like this Karen right here. I ordered a cake from the bakery for my birthday. The amount of emotion you must get from these little monkey brain people. And then you've got a reply, a personal reply. You're like, wow. We really, we ruin people's lives. We do. We ruin their events and their lives. It's a fucking cake. It's a cake.
I know, but and you know what? Most of the time, like, the reviews that we do have on there, like, are absolute bullshit. Like, one of them, I was personally attacked by this girl. At the end of her review, she says, I don't know how this girl has been successful. And do you know what happened? Do you know how this review came about? Was my admin put her order in for the wrong day by mistake. She's a human. She makes mistakes. And I called her on the Sunday and I said, hey, we're expecting you today. You know, this is how I'm speaking to her. We're expecting you today to collect your cake. Are you on your way? We close at 10. Just wondering, where you are. And she's like, I'm booked in for tomorrow. And I said, oh, that's so weird. Tomorrow's a public holiday. We've got no bookings.
Wait, 10 at night or 10 at day?
10 in the day.
Okay,
on Sundays, we're only open 8 till 10.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it's double time to pay my staff if I,
I mean, that's still great that you're open Sundays as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, it helps with our workflow though as well. So,
okay, cool.
And yeah, so I said, okay, I'm just going to get off the phone and I'm going to check what's happened here. I'll get back to you regardless, we'll sort something out. And I went and looked and I was like, oh my gosh, my admin's put it in for the wrong day. So I called her back and I said, so sorry, this is our fault. Is there a chance that you can come today? And she said, no. So I said, that's fine. I'll meet you here tomorrow. What time suits you? Is 9 o'clock still good? And she said, yeah, that's good. And I was like, okay, perfect. And then 7 p.m. that night, she sends me this message and she's like, I want free candles for the inconvenience. And I was like, how have you been inconvenienced? You're still picking it up at the same time. She was like, you were accusing me of being late and that I wasn't. And I was like, oh, I wasn't. Oh my gosh, you'd think that if you were texting someone, maybe your attitude or whatever would be translated badly, but we were talking over the phone and I'm so nice to everyone that I meet. I'm so nice.
You have to be. It's the best way to be.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I said, yep, no worries, candles included, no problem at all. And it just went and at the end she came and picked up and I said, are you happy with it? And she's like, yeah, super cute. And I said, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. These things happen. My staff made a mistake. And she's like, no, that's fine. It's that time of year. It was Christmas. And then, 2 days later, this huge bad review. And I literally cried. I was like, I don't know what. I was
shame.
like, yeah, I take it so personally because I'm like, these people don't understand like the work that I put in to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
And mistakes do still happen. We're still human.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm
Absolutely.
not perfect. I'm far from it. And
Yeah.
like my staff have bad days, you know. And sometimes it's like a couple of weeks ago, one of their grandpa and grandma passed away in the same week.
Yeah,
and she
right.
made a few mistakes. And, you know, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Like we catch them before the mistake affects the customer. But people need to remember that we're human. We have things happen and it could be distracting. And, you know, we never intentionally try to ruin your event.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an important message to share. And like, as a society, like we complain on the one hand that we don't have enough small local businesses and, you know, it's Woolies and Aldi and fucking Coles taking over everything, which it is, it's horrible. And then at the same time, if you go to someone local and smaller, the little independent, like stop breaking their balls, you know what I mean? Like let's let them be, and if it's an issue, have a conversation around it, work it out. It's interesting though, because people are at all different emotional stages, aren't they? You know,
like I just think if someone isn't happy with an order, if they just come to me and say, hey, like I'm so sorry if I like didn't communicate what I wanted, but I really like wanted my cake to look like this and it doesn't, I'd be like, that's fine. Like even if it's their fault, I'd be like, totally fine, bring it back, we'll fix it. Like I want our customers to be happy with their orders, but you get people that just like full attack you straight away, and you don't want to help someone that attacks you.
no.
But you know, customers are always right, and you always try and do what you can no matter what or how they treat you.
I think I don't know if I personally agree with customers always right. I think it should be customer gets one chance. And then if they don't start playing nicely after that chance, then you as a business have every right to tell them to get fucked.
But we're so scared of getting bad reviews.
Yeah, sure, I understand.
And you can't do anything about, like you can't remove those reviews no matter, you know, in my instance with this girl that, you know, she wasn't inconvenienced and the huge review was not warranted.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything about it, and it pains me out to be like
Well, you can
the
reply.
worst business owner. Yeah.
You can reply. And I think that's the good thing with the Google setup is that it gives you the autonomy to reply. And I think any normal, sane person is going to look at the reviews and then look at the bad ones, see what the customer's saying, then see your reply and go, you know what?
Yeah.
This business owner actually cares, and this customer is a fucking Karen. They can get fucked.
You can usually tell. You can
You can
like
pick them from a mile away.
yeah,
Huh?
like I definitely am like always like, okay, nothing I can do. I'll obviously always try and contact them first and say, if you were unhappy, you should have contacted us. Like we could do something about it. Like please talk to me or give me a call when you're free. I've tried to call you. And if they don't reply within a couple of days, then yeah, I do reply, and I make sure that my response is like, you know, it covers everything and it's very factual.
Yeah.
And like someone, one of my friends that worked in complaints for a big organization talked me through, and she's like, you have to stop being emotional, like take the emotion out of it, like be factual, and then
hit them with facts.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
yeah, I tend to be very emotional, and sort of like, because I'm defensive, it's my baby. It's like I've worked so hard. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first person to be like, I'm so sorry, you know. But if I'm not, I'm like, I don't deserve this.
Yeah. Fair enough, and I totally understand as well. So, what does the future of Perth Cake Collective look like, and what is your ambitions and dreams with where you're going to take the business, and then how that affects your life as well?
So finally have a couple of days off a week. And
Congratulations.
I know, it's the small
That's
things.
huge.
The things that you never
The little
appreciate.
things that employees don't understand. Anyone with a job doesn't get.
Yeah, paid leave. What?
Yeah. 38 hours? God.
Sick leave?
Yeah.
Non-existent. Mental health days? No.
Right. Off to therapy though. Hello. That's me. Have you got a therapist?
I don't.
Okay. Have you ever had one?
No.
Okay.
No. I like use my family to have a vent. I'm sure they're sick of hearing about
I
everything.
cooked all of mine.
You cook? Oh, nice. Yeah, it's I definitely have, like you asked, have you ever had like a burnt out. I've definitely been close to her. My mum's always been like, you're going to burn out, you know.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
No, yeah, you're burning the candle at both ends. I'm like, I know. I'm like, you know, always sick and don't go to gym anymore. But like, yeah, finally have that life balance. And I'm so like, I'm grateful to be able to go to the gym.
Did you say always sick? Did you say always sick?
Yeah, I was always
Really?
getting migraines
Run
run down, like never sick, but I was just like, always felt like I was about to get sick, and then I'd quickly be like, you know, spirulina, get in me. Yeah.
So
stress, lack of sleep, not eating. I wasn't eating like during the day, like because I was working. I was just like, when you're working with food, you don't want to eat. You've got to like sit down and sit away from what you're doing, obviously. And I just wouldn't. I'd have coffee in the morning, and I think I'd eat something at like 5 p.m. So I was like, lost a lot of weight. I wasn't going to the gym. Like I was, and to me, I was, before I started this business, I was going to the gym like every single day.
Yeah.
Like if not twice a day. Like I was obsessed.
You're looking toned now. You're looking fit now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I go to Chris Wilson, which is like right next to the kitchen.
Yeah, nice.
Which is amazing because I don't have any excuse then. I can literally just walk across or run across. I'm still always late, even though it's right next door. There's always something that pops up and I'm like, shit, I need to go to the gym. I'm late again. But yeah, it's hard like with this business, I guess. I would love to expand. I would love to have another shop, but I don't want the quality to be affected. And I feel like with this, because I'm still controlling the quality and I'm still going in every day that we're open to make sure everything's to standard and everything is how it would look if I made it. It's hard. I can't do that across different shops. And then I'm like, can I franchise the business? But it's like up to the person who owns it.
I think franchise would kill it. I think you need to keep ownership of it.
Yeah.
And I think have a little sit with this.
Yeah.
This is a basic example. Elon Musk's most highest quality factory out of all the Tesla factories, so North America, China, wherever else he's got them. I'm actually not sure where Europe, Germany's got one in Germany.
Okay.
China is his most high quality factory in the whole Tesla supply chain.
Why?
Yeah, so it comes down to efficiencies, people's mindset, technology as well, and then ultimately it's leadership and workflow. So I think whilst one hand culturally people go, oh, you know, Chinese stuff's an inferior product, there's a whole other argument to that to say that they also make some of the best stuff in the world.
It's so hardworking.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so competitive. And to really wrap your head around something, right, there's 1.4 billion people in China.
Wow.
North America has 340 million people.
Yeah.
So the 0.4 of China's population is still 100 million bigger than all of North America.
Wow.
Then go and tack on another 1.1 billion.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a lot of fucking people.
That is insane.
That's wild, hey?
Yeah. Highly populated.
Yeah. And like camera stuff, like for example, you know, the drones, right? Like China is an absolute leader in drone technology. There's a company which you've probably heard of. You might even have one. Have you got a drone? I feel like you've got a drone. I feel like I've seen you. Yeah, there you go. So DJI, right?
Yeah.
So they are like miles ahead of almost any other consumer or they call it prosumer. So professionals and consumers will use them. We use them professionally. They're incredible drones. Some of them you use in Hollywood movies. And like their technology is like miles ahead of many, many other companies. American companies try to keep up with them, but they can't.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wonder,
So I think there's hope. That's
what's
my
the point in difference, you know?
Yeah.
Point of difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, those, I was actually talking about my drone the other day because I took it down to Denmark and the quality is insane.
It's
and
so
mine's
good,
just
right?
like a small one.
Yeah.
It's tiny, but
cool.
it's got its own like little screen. It's like crazy technology.
Do you still have your little full drive chimney thing? I remember you had a chimney for a while.
I upgraded. I treated myself.
Yeah.
When I was still like struggling, I wasn't having a day off, and I was like, you know what? That the chimney was way too small.
Okay. It was so cute. I loved it.
It was so
it was a
cute.
good color too. It was a cool color.
Yeah,
I like
got
that color.
the white. Oh, I had the sand one, but I rolled it.
Oh.
Yep.
Oopsie.
Lack of
I'm
sleep.
glad you're okay.
Lack of sleep.
Jesus.
This is what happens.
Wow.
Yeah, I got T-boned. It was completely my fault. And yeah, my little chimney was no more. But I went out and bought another one.
Okay.
So, and it's all covered by insurance. So
Okay.
I was lucky.
As long as you're okay.
Yeah, but I've got a bigger car. The Defender.
Ah, yeah. I
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a car for 6 years.
Yeah.
And on my short list is a Defender.
Yeah.
They're like the latest ones,
The
right? With the
latest
like
one.
little square rear lights and
So
stuff. Yeah, they're
cute.
amazing. They're so
They're
good.
like amazing cars.
Short or long wheelbase?
They're short wheel.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So you like your shorties?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
I've noticed like the cars that I like are very square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vibe it.
But I definitely was like, oh, I don't get to go on holidays. Like I hadn't gone on holiday for 5 years.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to enjoy the money I was earning.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love my cars. And so I was like,
Yeah, nice.
fuck it.
You
I just went to Barbagallo one day and I was like, I'm just going to test drive it. And I walked out being like, I'm getting my car in 6 months.
Nice. Amazing. And what color is your Defender?
It's Carpathian grey.
Wow.
So it's like quite dark grey, but like
I love that
not
you know
like a matte.
Carpathian.
Because like it sounds so nice.
It does. It's so good.
Sounds so
glamorous.
luxe.
Yeah, it's
But
luxe.
I think I've seen one on the road that's the same colour. A lot of
Okay.
them are like black, white, or
Have you got
they're
a photo?
I do.
So speaking of treats, while you look at the photo,
Mm.
I sold a video, 30-second video for like 100 grand late last year.
Yeah.
And this was my little treat that I got myself.
Yeah, I was like, what are you taking out there? Oh.
It's a travel kit.
I love that. I have the Noir
29.
Yeah.
I've got that one too.
You got that?
I got Nara 29, I got Matcha, and I got Tonka at the moment.
This is really nice.
It's so cute. And look at little travel kit. It comes in.
Oh, wow. This is like heavy. This is like Navy, like duty, you know?
It's so
I could
cool,
probably
hey?
throw this at your head and knock you out.
You would kill me. hey, take a ticket. Wait your turn.
Okay, photo.
I really hope the audio is good for this podcast, everyone listening. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to get a sound engineer to fix it up because this keeps saying it's peaking again. It's so weird.
Really?
So weird.
I can't notice it.
Oh, wait, this is actually on your Instagram. How did I not see this?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Is that
So-
Carpathian grey?
Carpathian grey.
That looks so nice.
It's like a little bit of a glitz to it. It's not like a matte sort
Yeah.
of colour. So I like it. I love it.
We might be Defender buddies soon.
Oh.
I'm either going to get a Defender or maybe a G-Wagon.
Oh, God, treat yourself.
Yeah.
I love the Defender. No regrets. I've had it I'd say almost 2.5 years now. No, 2 years. Yeah.
Nice.
And I just like every time I get into my car, I'm like,
It's so good.
like just love it.
Are you going to put any bits on it at some point?
No, I mean, I feel like I got really lucky. So they had this one coming into Perth. It had already been ordered and I think somebody cancelled, and it had all the specs that I wanted.
Nice.
So, you know, the sunroof and the upgraded sound system and all like the interior was black, like the nice black leather and the wheels were really nice as well.
Yeah.
And big sort of like four-wheel driving tires too. So I haven't changed anything. Like I think it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, they look great. Some people like go and put all the camping stuff on them and like they get bulky.
Yeah.
They get very bulky.
I can see though, because like we went camping down at Denmark a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't fit anything in my car, so we ended up taking my boyfriend's car, and that's the ute, so you can put everything in the tray.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so shit. Like, I want to go.
Oh, you wanted your car, but
off-road,
instead you took
like-
boyfriend's car.
Yeah, I want to go off road in my car. Like,
Damn.
I've only taken it off road a few times.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's so good. Like on the beach.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Went down to Esperance, towed a boat down as well.
Yeah.
And like it was perfect. Just got like the cameras at the back. You can see, you know, everything that's going on because,
Yeah.
you know, you're neurotic when you're towing anything. And then like going on the sand, we're just like zooming past everyone
That's
on the
cool.
beach. And
Ow.
our tires, we hadn't even put the tires down.
No way.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's insane.
That's
like
so
climbing
cool.
rocks. Like
Wow.
it's so much fun. So I'm like, damn, I should have got the bigger one. But
That's so cool. So I just got back from Pemberton this morning.
yeah, why were you
Yeah. So I went down for 4 nights.
Mm.
It's because I live on the other side of the country now, right?
Mm.
And I haven't been to this particular spot in Pemberton for, I think, like 7 years or something, ages. And it's one place whenever I'm away that I always miss.
Really?
And I feel a connection to. So
I've never been there.
Yeah, I'm going to share you the spot, right? I'm not going to tell everyone on here, but I'm going to share you the spot. But what I will say is that the Karri forest is down there. So you camp in the Karri forest.
Oh, okay.
So the trees are like 120 meters tall or something like that. And it's like proper forest. It's not bush.
Yeah.
It's forest. There's like a forest floor and it's damp. And there's mushrooms and there's like ferns and trails and a river runs all the way through near all the campgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
It is just like a fairy tale.
Beautiful.
The only thing it's missing, and I said it to my friend who was down there with me, I was like, you know the fireflies?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, if there was fireflies here, this place would literally be a fucking fairy
garden.
Fantasy fairy garden. It's a fairy garden.
Do many people know about it? Because I feel like no one's ever told me that they've been to Pemberton for the weekend.
Yeah. So, it's like, it's about 20 odd minutes out of Pemberton. And the ranger came along Saturday morning and he came up and he was like, you're not supposed to have your tent here. And I was like, oh, sorry, oopsie. I didn't know. I exactly knew what I was doing.
I'm not from here, I'm from Sydney.
Yeah, basically I was like, oh, look, I haven't been down here for years. And like, yeah, just, I live over in Sydney, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, this spot's amazing. And he's like, mate, this is like the best spot in the state.
He
said
that.
Don't tell anyone about it. I'm like, trust me, I don't.
But I'm going to know soon. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's super cool.
And you had all your camera equipment down there?
Yeah, I took some stuff down. So I borrowed my brother's utility. He has a dual cab ute. And I took down a few cameras and I did some filming. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Got some epic drone shots down near Windy Harbour. Have you ever heard of Windy Harbour? All new spots for you. Because you like it south, right?
I like exploring. I'm very much like, I'm a bit of a girly girl, but I'm also like a bit of a tomboy. So I do like camping and I like being outside and doing hikes and running and that sort of thing. So
epic. That's good.
Love a new spot.
Good balance. And I heard you say new boyfriend?
Yeah, new boyfriend.
Does he like the outdoors as well?
Yeah, he loves it.
That's good.
Which I was kind of surprised by. Like I feel like most people meet their boyfriends, like now boyfriends, girlfriends on dating apps.
Yeah.
And we just met out. So it was like very organic.
That's cool. Nice.
But yeah, obviously you have like a preconceived idea of people when when you first meet them. And I definitely didn't think he was a camping boy, but he is. So there you go.
That's fun.
It's handy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Which is good because I haven't been, it's nice to be able to share the same sort of hobbies and interests.
Yeah.
And if your partner enjoys it as well, then
absolutely,
that's perfect.
It makes a big difference, hey? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. And that's nice. You guys met organically somewhere out and about. That's kind of rarer these days, but so lovely. That's such a nice thing. Were you on the apps at all at any time? Have you been on the apps a little bit?
Yeah, but I wouldn't last more than like a week.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was just a lot. It's like a full-time job being on there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you got to remember what you're saying to people and like what you've told them or what they've told you. And then, maybe you meet up with, I think I met up with maybe 1 or 2 people. And then you've kind of got to like do your research about who they are, like because you're talking to so many people. It's hard to keep up, but I don't know. I've not had.
Well, this is the paradox of the
luck.
apps. Yeah, sure. This is the paradox of the apps now, right? Because I've done a lot of research into this recently, and I don't know how much of this stuff you know, but like the algorithms of the apps are really contorted now. So basically, guys get hardly any matches, and then there's a very small percentage of guys that actually do get matches, and women get pretty much almost every single person that they're going to swipe yes on. It's like, well, yeah, they're going to match. And then women get overwhelmed because they have so many matches and so many things coming at them, and it's just like, this is all too much. And then the guy is the opposite. They're like, oh wow, I finally get a match. And I want to talk to her. I want to engage with her. So could you imagine? Yeah, and then they disappear, right? It's a really interesting paradox, and it's very much for the guys like a pay to play space. So you've got to like get the gold or the platinum or whatever, and you get more this, you get more that, then they show your profile to more people. It's a very
like sending
toxic,
roses and
super likes and roses.
I've never paid for it, but
I don't think many women would have.
No.
I think like less than 5% of women would have, you know, whereas I'd say there'd be a lot of guys that probably would. But yeah, the dating apps have turned really weird.
Well, they went from being like good. I mean, I met my ex on Hinge. And yeah, but like I feel like when I was on there and I met him, it was people were genuinely looking for a boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah. Whereas like now you go on and you know, the pictures people are using as their profile pictures are just like a bit raunchy, and like for the girls as well, and it's like, what are you actually looking for here? Or, I don't know, but
that's interesting observation. I've seen that too. There's like with like OnlyFans coming so popular now and so like less taboo, there's a lot of women that will be more honest than me, like, I'm just here for fun and I just want this and I want that. You know what I mean? And the raunchiness starts to
like the girls are becoming worse than the guys. Like they just want like a
it's true.
Like I just want a one night stand. I don't, why are you getting feelings?
Don't catch those.
Those are bad.
That's so funny. So what are your, like, do you have many single girlfriends?
I actually don't. I feel like even though I'm probably like the eldest in my group of friends, I have like quite a few different groups of friends. Yeah. But a lot of them either, there's a few that are single, and they're quite happy doing their own thing. Yeah. And then there's a few that are married with kids. So
that started to creep in now, hey?
And I'm like, shit, I'm the oldest.
Drop like flies.
Yeah, like can't stay too long, gotta put baby to bed.
Yeah.
Things have changed, but it's cool. Like I'm not complaining, I think.
Are you family orientated?
Yeah, like I definitely before I contact like a friend to catch up, I'll call my mom or my sister and be like, what are you doing? Yeah. My sister's got 2 kids as well, so I've got 2 nephews and they're just the cutest things ever.
That's cool.
And I just
that's super cool.
Yeah.
Is she older?
She is. She's 3 years older.
Yeah, okay.
And then I have a brother as well, and he's big age gap. Mum had him when she was 42. Whoopsie. Yeah, and so he's only 24 this year.
Okay, cool.
So
that's still not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah, 8-year gap, and then with my sister
baby
11. Little baby bro. He keeps us young though. It's fine.
That's nice. That's good. Yeah, my brother's got 2 kids. He's got a daughter and a son. Okay. Yeah, he's 2 years younger than me. We're born on the same day, but 2 years apart.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So my brother's
got
birthday. We share a birthday. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a nice home, 2 kids. Everything's all sweet over there.
Is that what you aspire to?
And then we look at my life and it's just burning.
Chaos.
Chaos.
I know. I remember I think my sister said to my mum, I don't know what, I was still like going out heaps and, and my sister's like, what is she doing? I was married at her age. I was having kids. And my mum was like, yeah, but she's got a baby. It's her business. Like at the time, my sister didn't have a business and she just didn't quite get it. My mum's like, how do you expect her to, maintain a relationship when she's working 24/7?
You touched on it earlier, and I remember I was like out with a friend about 1.5 years ago or something in Sydney, and she bumped into this guy and she introduced me as her boyfriend in the moment, and I just went with it because we're really good friends. And this guy was a bit older than us, and I was like, okay, I'll roll with it, this is fine. Anyway, like long story short, the guy's looking at us being like, how old are you and what's going on here? And she's like, oh yeah, it's my boyfriend and blah blah blah. And this guy just went into this monologue around like, that's great, it's interesting though, like most people, if they've got their own business or they're trying to build their career in modern society, it's so difficult for a lot of people that there's going to be an age gap. And in the traditional sense, it would be like the guy would be older and the woman would be younger because, it takes so much effort now to build a company and to, you've been through it yourself for the last 6-7 years, right? And you know how much you've put into that. People don't see that. And it does take away from social life, from dating, etc., etc. Like I've been single for like 7 years and a relationship was so not on my radar for so long because I knew that what I want to achieve with my career is so big and so much work that like I just need to put as much energy into that as
Yeah.
possible.
And you also don't want to like, I wouldn't say waste somebody's time,
Yeah,
but
100%.
like, you know, if you're not
100%.
on the same page and you're not going to be able to give it 100%, then
Absolutely. And so what I noticed with that as well, right, is that I would be open to someone, like I'm open to someone now for sure, but I'm 8 years in and I turn 39 soon. So I'm kind of getting close to 40. Yeah, I'm almost 40.
What?
Yeah.
You look young too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow. No,
Thank
I
you.
thought you'd be the same age as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was like, I'm older than you by a bit. Because the first time we all met on the boat, like I felt like I was a bit older. You know what I mean? There was a bit of like a age disconnect, and it was all me thing. It wasn't you.
It
guys
was in
thing.
your head.
Yeah, like, you guys were all super great, but I was
didn't
like,
think anything of it.
yeah, sure. I was just like, yeah, I'm older here. I know I'm the older one here. You know. Yeah, but it's a funny thing, like compatibility and like the difference. Like I've changed so much in the last 8-9 years. Having a proper business changes you so much, and obviously we change as people, but you fall into a smaller percentage of the population where people can't relate to you. As an example, let me put this to you, right? My dad was a school teacher. We need teachers. Teachers are amazing. They do a fucking great job
My
for
mum's
fuck
a
all money.
teacher.
There you go, right? It's an incredible job, right? But like, it's like government workers as well, right? Like, we don't need them, but they need us in a way, right? Like, you've found a way to provide for yourself completely off your own back. All you need is the flour people, the sugar people, and, you know, whoever other suppliers you've got. But you don't need an institution to make sure that you've got a roof over your head, you've got, you know, blah, 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 blah. Whereas a lot of other people that work for organizations and things like that, they're very reliant on that system. And it's a massive thing to break away from that, I feel. And that then makes it harder to connect with people.
Yeah, it's scary. It definitely, I think over the last couple of years, my friend group has sort of shifted a bit. And I find I have more to talk about. I mean, love my friends that have been there for years, but I have so much more to talk about with other people in business. Like, I don't know, more applicable to what's happening in my life.
It's relevant, right? It's
you
more
bounce
relevant.
ideas off each other, and, you know, people that don't own businesses don't quite understand. So you know, they say, how's work? And you're just like, yeah, it's good. Like, you don't really want to delve into it because I don't know, they don't want to hear about it. Whereas somebody else in business is like, oh, that's interesting. That happens to you. Like, what software do you use? Like
Microsoft Teams in a live document.
How do you deal with this like review? Like, what do you say? You know, that sort of thing. So I do find that my friendship groups kind of shifted in that way towards people that are in business as well.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the future, we kind of like started talking about it a little bit, but went on a side quest. That's fine though. That's good. That's what these are all about, right? Good old chit chat. So like let's put money off the table. And I think one of your biggest things is like quality control. But let's just say that there was enough money to go into any city or any location around the world even, or kind of take your dream or vision of your amazing cake and service, because you offer a product, but it's also a customer experience and a service. Where would you love to take it to? What would the dream be? What's the big dream?
Sydney.
Yeah, nice.
Or if I was talking Australia, I feel like that's the most, you know, realistic.
You would fucking kill it in Sydney.
I feel like I
crush
would.
it. Yeah, you would crush it. Melbourne would go off as well, but it would take a bit longer to get into Melbourne, I reckon. Sydney would eat it up.
Yeah, I think
no
so.
No pun intended.
Yeah, literally. But I think it's all like location based as well. Like, you'd have to get like an absolutely perfect location in Sydney.
Okay.
You know,
think that would be a big part of it?
Target same sort of demographic, because
so
it'd
be eastern suburbs over there. Rose Bay or Double Bay, or
whereas we're
Bondi.
western suburbs here. But yeah, definitely it's a luxury product. It's not, you know, I keep the prices as low as I possibly can. Like, I definitely don't rip off our customers. Sometimes they're paying less than they're paying the people that are doing it from home, like the home bakers.
Right, okay.
but like because we've got so many cakes going out the door, it actually makes it more efficient.
Scales of economy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Sydney, and then if it was international, I feel like New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see celebrities with their cakes, and I'm like, that looks so shit.
Yeah,
like,
right.
who made that? Like Kim Kardashian.
Did she have a bad one?
She posted a cake the other day, and I was like, that is disgusting.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like something that we would make. I think it was a Barbie cake, I think it was a Barbie cake because her daughter had a Barbie birthday, and it was one that we've made before, and I was like, that is not good.
Not
That's
a vibe.
not it. No.
Oh, no. You should reach out to her. Be like, yo, let us make your cake.
I wish. But yeah, I feel like I say that it's hard to scale my business because of like, I am the business. Like, it's hard to find somebody that's going to be able to do what I'm doing, and for me to go off somewhere else and create another shop and start from scratch and do it. It would be a lot of hard work, especially in a different location. Again, it would be starting again and, going from having days off to not having days off. But in
a way, yes and no, because you can like replicate what you've got though as well, right?
Yeah.
You'd have a lot of infrastructure.
It's not starting from scratch, really.
Yeah.
It's
You'd get it going pretty quick.
Just another challenge, I guess. But
Yeah.
I say that, but then I do have an amazing manager, and the fact that I am not in the kitchen on a Saturday anymore, which is when all the cakes are going out, I fully trust her with everything. Like, she's so good at what she does. She can do exactly what I do. Like, literally every design that we make, she's capable of doing and does it really, really well. She doesn't miss a beat. Like, she doesn't make mistakes. She's so good, and she's great at training the staff as well. So I've been very, very lucky with that. So I feel like if ever, now would be the time that I feel like I could, but I'm just
people, right?
enjoying my cushy lifestyle now, like after not having one for so long.
The comfort zone.
I'm like, I don't want to not have a day off anymore,
Yeah.
So
you've got to, like, balance is so important. Like, I've pushed myself so far where I burnt out and it's not good at all, and I'm trying to manage that at the moment, going through like all my anxiety and stuff. Like, I think a lot of it's all stress related. But what I've learned is, like, with employing people and the work that I do and stuff like that, it's all about the people. And if you can get the right people in there, that they will take you and your business, they'll take the pressure off. Like, for example, like one of our editors, Xavier, like, he is just a freaking gun, and I can give him stuff and trust him and know that it will get done. And I think it takes businesses a while to start attracting better and better talent as well, because in the beginning they don't really know who you are. And then it's like, okay, now we kind of know who you are. Now we see the work you're doing. Then you're going to have more and more people wanting to come and work with you or work for you, right? Here, look, this is our 2-year birthday cake. My business partner, his girlfriend got it for us for our 2 years.
So cute. I love it.
It's nice, eh?
Something that we would like do, the buttercream base and the fondant details. Nice. 2 years.
It was delicious. Yeah, Sky Video is 2 years old.
Wow.
So that was fun.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Don't they say that usually after 5 years, business owners are like, not done. And I must say, after 5 years, I was like, oh, I'm tired. Like, I don't know. And then Kristen, my manager.
Most businesses die within 5 years. Yeah. So the fact you've made it this far is a big testament. I'm
very proud. I do. Like I said, I said to somebody that asked me, like, yo, why are you doing the podcast? Like, what benefit do you see? And I listed all these things, and I said, it's so good for me to also, like, you get asked these questions.
Like this podcast, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, just intrigued as to, like, why I would do a podcast. Like, and one of the things was, like, you actually get a moment to reflect. You're getting asked all these questions of how you started, and it's nice to think back to, like, where you started, because like you said, every business starts at zero. And you don't often, sometimes you're so busy, like you would know, that you don't think about where you started and you don't appreciate it. And like, if I think about it now, like where I am now, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have ever dreamed that I'd buy my own house by myself in Netherlands and like drive my dream car and, not have to worry about money. Like, I mean, you have your periods, where the interest rates hike up like they have.
Yeah.
But I don't know, having a bit of financial freedom, I never I never thought that that would be on the cards unless I was a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, I never thought doing my own thing. I never expected this. So it's nice to reflect as well.
Well, as Ferris Bueller says, right? Life moves pretty fast.
It fucking does.
If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss out.
I feel like
so true.
31 and I don't feel 31. I feel like even like now, half the year's gone. It's almost June.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Where has it gone?
My mum dropped a banger the other day. She goes, days are long, but the years are fast. And I was like,
oh my God, no, for me, the days are fast too. Like when we are in the kitchen, it's a 10-hour day. And it goes so fast. Like I know when I say to the newbies that start, I'm like, it's a 10-hour day, you know, it's long, it's going to be hard at the start, but it'll go really fast. And everyone, their first day, they're always like, oh my God, how is it 4 o'clock already?
That's cool.
Yeah. And
that's so cool.
Everyone says, and they all love working in the kitchen. And like, it's not even just the cakes that I love making now. It's like the fact that I can provide a job to someone and they say to me, this is the best job I've ever had. You're the best boss I've ever had. And I'm like,
that's so nice.
There's so many realms to it. Like that is fulfilling. Like
that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Guys, we're going to take a little break. This podcast is brought to us by Sky Video and Talent Corp. If you'd like some of Australia's leading personalities, sports stars, professionals promoting your business, reach out to Sky Video or Talent Corp and stay with us. We'll be back very, very soon. Like, have a listen to that now. Now it sounds like we're actually like in the radio station, you know, it's super lovely. It's nice and warm, so much better. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can give that to an audio engineer and they'll fix it. I mean, look, worst case scenario, if we had to, I'd fucking hate it, but like I would, if it's real bad, then I'd prefer just to get you in and we do another one again.
That's totally fine.
We'll try and obviously, not have that. Yeah, that's annoying.
That's so sad. You're like, where were you before?
Yeah, I know. I should have asked him. It's one of those things, right? This phone can go over here. It sounds so much nicer now.
Oh.
Hopefully we got magic audio people.
Yeah. Will you send it to someone to sort out?
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool in a way because let's do another clap. Can you do another clap? Because I just put a new battery in here.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, and we're back. We are back. So hopefully, for everyone listening, hopefully the audio wasn't too bad before. You sounded great. Yours was fine. Mine was the one that kept peaking over here for some reason.
Yeah, I did.
And I kept, you could hear it.
A little bit, like fuzzy.
Fuzzy, yeah. So I apologize to everyone, and we're going to get a audio to answer your question now. We've got 2 TV commercials coming up. And part of those TV commercials, I want to test a new sound mixing, mastering company. So what I'm going to do is before I give them the 2 TV commercials, I might flick this over and be like, yo, there's a little potty. Can you just give that a little zhuzh? And I've got another friend here in Perth. Her name's Lucy. And her and I went up to see the eclipse last year.
Oh.
Yeah, in Exmouth.
Wow.
It was so freaking cool.
I've never been.
It's so to Exmouth?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you'd love it.
One of my staff went the other week and swam with the whale sharks, and I was very jealous.
Well, if you go up there, let me know, because I've got a friend that owns a boat. It's a glass bottom boat, and he's just started a YouTube channel as well.
Oh, wow.
And I need to call him back because he called me when I was down south. So this is my mate Craig, who owns the boat. Yeah. Shout out to Craig, Captain Krusty, Ningaloo Glass Bottom Boats, baby.
Captain Krusty? Is this him?
That is him.
Love it.
He's very crusty. He's such a nice guy. He's been living up there for like fucking 18 years or 20 years or something. Really good friend of mine. Absolutely love the guy. They've got 5,000 followers on their YouTube already after like very small amount of time.
Yeah, because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
nature. And his friend that he does it with, they're both like very charismatic and they've got a good dynamic. Okay, so it's super fun.
That helps.
Yeah. And they're both just down to earth, like salt of the earth people, you know. So I am going to go up and visit him at some point and take some of my big fancy film gear up there.
Nice.
And shoot it, and we'll make it look like a freaking Hollywood movie.
How good.
That's my thing. I like to make people look like they're in the movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
We're going to come to your place.
This week.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So do you reckon Friday is going to be the day? Should we do it Friday?
Yeah, Friday's perfect because the fridges will be full of cakes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I haven't looked at this week's cakes yet, but I think we'll be busy. We've been busy the last couple of months, busier than we were. Like, it was weird. November to March was a lot quieter.
Okay.
I feel like COVID's not a thing anymore. People are going on holidays and not here.
You mean, sorry, November just gone to March now?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, our business has freaking dropped down so much, and I've talked to so many people, and
Same thing.
everyone's like, we're really quiet at the moment.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Like I was, stressing, but it
Yeah.
seems back to normal now. And then I'm just
That's
waiting.
good.
School holidays will hit, and it'll be, I think, similar. But I think just people are
Busy
spending
or
less.
quiet?
A little bit quieter. People
Quieter.
go
So
on
school holidays drops off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like people aren't here during those periods to celebrate, but I think people are just spending less.
People are definitely spending less.
And if it's
shit's
not
so expensive now.
so expensive, I literally went to IGA the other day. We ran out of raspberries in the shop, and I was like,
oh my God, $10 a punnet or something. 11.
15.
What? I mean, you're in Netherlands, right?
I was like,
Is that Netherlands IGA?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Taylor
They don't
IGA.
miss. Wow.
It's like,
that is crazy.
this is too much.
That's
like,
wild.
I went and I was like, I just on principle, I just can't spend this on raspberries. It's going to kill me. And I just went to Coles and it was $5.
Yeah.
But even going to Coles and you go do your like weekly shopping, it's like $200, and I've got like a bag
Easily.
of groceries, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what if I
Yeah. A
just
bag.
bought
Exactly.
a block of gold?
Not a trolley fill, like a bag.
No, yeah. It's so I feel like everyone's feeling it. I haven't really taken it to heart. I'm like, I'm still doing the same. I'm still onto the socials and posting heaps. So
We have to, like, when things get tougher, it's so important to continuously be there for your audience and your customers, because that extra post or that extra bit of marketing content you do might just get that one other person to go, oh yeah, I remember Ashleigh makes those cool cakes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done it. Like I seldomly post anything about my business until the last couple of months. I don't share fucking anything, man.
Why?
A few reasons. Mostly around that I wanted to build it to a certain level before I really drop things on people.
Yeah, fair enough.
And because I don't like being the guy that talks about something that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but you are doing something. So
Thank you. I know, but like it's a bit of a slow burn, this film shit. Yeah, and I don't know. I just like I put a few posts up and I got like interest. I got people that were like, hey, bang. And we ended up working together and collaborating. So I know the power of it. Yeah. But I just want to get things really refined in before we let loose. We're working with consultants at the moment from Dubai. Okay. So he's English and Australian. And we've brought these people in and we had a session on Friday. It's like a 4th session with them. And that call on Friday, I was like, I'm so glad that we went with this guy. This is exactly who and what we need. This guy understands our pain so hard. And I'm so excited for what we're going to learn with him and roll out next. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like for us, because our business is constantly in a big state of change and evolution, like one thing that we're not videographers. Yeah. Right. Okay. Even though we do video, but we are production. Yeah, okay. So it's really hard to articulate that to people. A lot of people don't understand it. And then we have to take them on a whole customer journey so they do understand it. So part of the thing I've been doing in the background is started to go out to marketing agencies and PR agencies and actually go into their organization and run like an information session with their whole team and be like, right, you know how like a 30-second video might cost $2,000 or $500 or $2,000, or it might cost $200,000. Let's talk about why. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, this is great because we don't know how to articulate this to the customers. And they're out there selling videos and telling their companies like, hey, you need a marketing video, but they don't know how to articulate the differences. So we're starting to understand that and then explain to these people so they can help their own customers, you know? And it's like you raised before, you've got some people going like, why does a cake cost $300 or $400 when I can go to Coles and get a cake for $40? We're not comparing apples with apples. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. You gotta explain, you know, what worth they're getting out of it. But yeah, it's hard. I feel like also I'm like, why am I having to justify this? You know, we have videos on Instagram that show like behind the scenes, but
do they watch them? Do the customers watch them?
Everything,
Yeah,
though.
sure.
I guess, you know, they don't see how stressful it is and the attention to detail required, and how many cakes we're getting out, and how many calls we're getting while we're just trying to work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really hard to justify, but to the demographic that you want to target, you don't need to justify. Like they know.
Your customer knows you, right?
So hopefully, I haven't had to, you know, you still get people that are like, oh, that's a bit out of my budget. And then I'll say, well, we've got cakes that are a little bit cheaper. Here are some options. So I always make sure that I've got, you know, cheaper options. And you explain, like, when my admin sends through like a quote, if it is a custom cake they've sent an inquiry for, she breaks it down. So she's like, sprinkles are $5 and this is, and then that way, if they do have a budget, they can say, okay, well, I don't really need the sprinkles, so take that out. That's $5 less. So I feel like, it's hard. Like,
that's
people,
cool.
I feel, even talking to you, like, I'm learning more about your industry, and everyone's industry is so different, and we've all got different like ups and downs, and you know.
It's so true. And so what's interesting there, right, is I've worked in 3 different industries now. I started off in the automotive industry when I was younger. Then I worked in the housing industry. I designed homes for 8 years. And then I left that and got into film and market. Essentially, advertising really is one part. I've got 2 parts to my life. Is I make movies, and then I run an advertising business, basically.
Yeah.
So I've come in as the creative, filmy guy. And then my business partner is the marketing, distribution, and systems guy. Like, his name's Reese. He's a fucking genius at systems and logistics. And just like you've been talking about your admin person, Reese is in a way my admin person, but he's also my business partner. And, you know, we both own the company together. But it's so interesting. Like, you say all the ups and downs. There's so many common themes across all the different businesses, you know, like school holidays, things usually go quieter because people with their family. Yeah. You've said that you guys have been quiet since November and it's just starting to pick up now. We noticed a very similar thing. It's so interesting how there's a spine or a backbone to it that just runs like that, and then everything floats off the side of it.
Yeah, a few similarities here and there. Yeah. I'm interested to hear, like, during your quiet periods, have you been like busy working on the behind the scenes processes, or are you like, okay, now's the time to take a holiday? Yeah,
so that's a good question. So only reason I took a break, I went to Gili Islands earlier this year, which was incredible. Have you ever been?
I haven't, but I had a friend that was there the other day and she was raving about it last night.
Yeah, it's super special. I got this tattoo over there.
Oh wow, yeah, that looks
It's my holiday.
Nice. It's like in a martini glass vibe.
Yeah. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. It was supposed to be this bit, but then I asked him, I was like, can you put a line here? I just really wanted a line for some reason. Yeah. And then one of my French buddies that I met over there, Simon, he's like, wow, that looks so nice. It's like a cocktail. Yeah. I love it. I was like, you are the best, Simon. I fucking love you, man. He's so funny.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Gili Island margarita.
Yeah, I was like, it is. It's my holiday in a cocktail glass now. I'll take it. But I took 3 weeks off. One of my really close friends got kicked out of the country for visa technicalities after 8 years. Super sad. And I saw this little window of time and I thought, you know what? I do need a break. I haven't had a holiday for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I did 6 lockdowns. I did 5 in Melbourne.
Oh my God, you guys had it
I did over 300 days. It was horrible. I went completely broke as well because I couldn't work for 2 years. Yeah. Like, it was a big reset in so many ways. Yeah. But to come around and answer your question more now, when things are quieter, we triple down on like systems and processes and our own marketing. And I think the other big thing to understand for us, and I think it's for a lot of businesses, is like majority of the time, this is my personal opinion here. This doesn't mean it's a fact. This is just my personal opinion. But when you figure out business, when you actually get every single bit of the jigsaw puzzle in the spot that it needs to be, it's unstoppable if there's a demand for your product, right? So one of the things that I look at now is like, where are all our weaknesses and why are we not getting the things that we want to get or achieving the goals and targets we want to achieve? I need to double down and triple down on not only time in those areas, but investment. And there's a beautiful thing about bringing in people that know way more about something than you, because you can sit there thinking you know,
You're wasting your time.
Yes. One of our mentors, we've got like 6 or 7 mentors.
Oh, wow.
And we pay these people, not all of them, but majority of them we pay. There's some that we don't, but we got 6 or 7 that we're paying thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to. And one of them, who we're working with very much so at the moment, Michael, he's like hypothesize. He's like so many businesses hypothesize. In other words, they just fucking guesstimate their way through things. And we don't do that. We don't guess. We test. We get the market to tell us what's going on. And or if we don't know, we'll go, okay, this is something we don't know. We need an expert, and we'll bring in an expert. And honestly, in my career and my life over the last 8 years, when I'm in my passion, when I'm in my superpower, and it's like, wait, like this is my passion. This is everything I want to do. Why is it not working to the level I want? Okay, stop. It's because I don't know something. Right. How do I learn? Okay, I need to find the people that know. And I find them as quickly as I can now and sign up to whatever shit that they're selling or whatever, bring them into my world and say, listen, this is all the stuff I'm doing. Yeah. Can you help? Yeah. And if they're like, no, we don't like you, fuck off. Okay. Or if they're like, this is fucking great. Yeah, we want to be a part of it. It's going to cost this much. Let's go. And I just go all in on that now.
Yeah. Nice.
And the growth level, it's not like it changes the curve from being like, oh, I'm trying really hard. It goes, what? And it just takes me up.
100%. Well, you want to spend your time on things that you know how to do well. Like, you know, your time is better spent on production, not certain behind the scenes activities. Like for me, I'm like, my dad said to me a couple of months ago, he's like, why don't you, I was trying to find ways to save money here and there because sales were down. And why don't you do own BAS and super and, your tax? And I'm like, no,
nope.
way.
How's about no?
Yeah.
I'll end up in jail because I'll do it wrong.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I'd much rather, because I know I'll fuck it up and then I'll have to pay more to get it fixed next time.
Yeah.
And my accountant's amazing. Like, honestly, they're expensive, but I feel like it's worth every penny.
I've had a bad accountant and I've got a good accountant, and I'll pick a good one every single time. Bad ones can ruin your freaking life. Yeah. They can be so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on you. That's good. I agree with that mindset too.
I'm not gonna, I can spend an hour in the kitchen and make, 2 or 3 cakes that, this is way more worth my time doing that than sitting in front of a computer playing around with numbers when I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah,
I'm much the same. My business partner loves the number side. I look at numbers, but I look at bottom line stuff, whereas he's more in the weeds with it, so to speak. But my business partner and I, we have a goal, and it was our goal from the very beginning, and we both want to make ourselves redundant.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I want to live life. I love what I do, but I want to like have a mountain house. I want to have a farm. I want to have a cool apartment. No, because there's so many other things to do as well. I'll still make my movies.
Yeah. Okay.
But in terms of like the production company and everything like that, I'm learning and having the experience and doing all the stuff. But then as a creative, I want to continue to go into the fully creative stuff. Yeah, so what I'm using this for is figuring out, number one, connecting with people, building the infrastructure, and then learning how to raise money for projects is another thing as well. Okay. Like I met this guy at a cafe in Pemberton the last few days. Really nice guy. Long story short, he's like, yeah, I want to be the next big Hollywood film producer, and I want to have the studio, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And I was like, that's a huge goal, man. And like, a film costs, like, for example, I just went to the premiere of The Fall Guy. That was $150 million. It ended up flopping at the box office, but was a critical success. Yeah, okay. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Great fucking movie. I absolutely loved it. Yeah. Mad Max comes out in 3 days. That's the biggest ever production ever shot in Australia. $400 million budget. What? 400 million, right? So now getting to the point of this is like, dude, do you know how to access that kind of money? Because you've got a little cafe down in Pemberton right now. Yeah. And I said to him, I was like, the skill sets you need to learn, bro, is like, I love your idea and everything, but like, you need to learn how to access that kind of money. And if you want to own the studio, you can do that. But you need to have all the network and the connections on how to get your hand on that pot of gold. Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. No, and that's a big thing. It's very much about who you know sometimes. Definitely. Not what you know. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And I love he's a really nice guy. And his motivation was like, there's not enough, like there's so many undiscovered talent in the world. I want to give these people a platform. I want to give them a chance. I was like, that's very noble. That's great.
Yeah. How are you going to do it?
How are you going to do it? And also business is business. You can't give a bunch of people a chance that are going to flop or that don't have an audience or unappealing, because you're not going to get your money back. And you got to remember, it is the film business. It is a business, just like a cake business, just like a car business. It is a business designed to make money.
Yeah, true.
Has to.
People forget that. You're not allowed to make a profit.
Right.
If you're paying yourself an hourly rate, what else do you want?
Yeah. How dare you make a profit?
I'm like, if I'm working 24/7 and on call 24/7, then I'm earning more than just my salary. Thank
That's
you very
right.
much.
Yes. And so you've bought yourself a nice house.
Yeah, I bought my house
Congratulations.
last year. Yeah.
First house?
First house.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I didn't think I fell in love with it when I walked in. It was literally the first house that I went and saw.
So is it house?
Like,
Are you on land? Do you have a garden?
So it's a unit. So there's 6 units. Awesome. But it's beautiful. Like my lounge looks over the rose garden. There's like a memorial park across the road. So
nice. In Netherlands?
In Netherlands,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Nice.
And I loved it when I saw it. And then I was up against a cash offer, and obviously being a business, I didn't have the paperwork for the amount of time that they required. So my interest rate was massive at the start, but obviously when Duet Property called me and said I got it, I got the house, I started crying. I was so happy.
That's amazing.
It's like I'd just broken up with my fiance, and I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, like where am I going to live? And the rental properties were going nuts. Like people were rocking up to.
Right. So this is just before the rental.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like as it sort of happened.
Right.
And people that, you go to a viewing and there'd be like 30 people there.
Wow.
All fighting for the same property.
That's
and
crazy.
I was just like, you know what, if I can, and I called my accountant and I was like, can we make this work? Like if I find a house, like I'm not going to go crazy. But if I find a house that's reasonably priced, I really wanted to live close to work. Like I live 2 streets up, which is amazing.
It's such a vibe living close to work, isn't it? I'm all about it.
Yeah.
To walk to work, you probably drive, but
yeah. And sometimes I need my car, but if I can walk.
I love walking to work. 100%. It's such a good way to start the day and finish the day.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And you're saving yourself that commute to work. Like I feel like you can't put a price on that.
Yes.
Like petrol,
You get it.
It might be an expensive area, but I feel like it pays its way.
100%. I never have understood all the people that save $300 a week on their mortgage or whatever it is.
But they live
to then go, sit in the car for an hour and a half, driving to Alkimos or Butler or whatever.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
That seems crazy to me.
I couldn't do it. But yeah, I love my house. It's nice to have a home, and especially like after that period of life when it was a very like shit time.
Just
to put it
saying
like
it how it is.
Yeah, it was a very shit time. To like. I was like, I'm so proud. I bought a house and I have a home and I can make it my own. And, I bought a cat and had
That's
like
so nice.
a little, cat to keep me company and be happy to see me when I go home from work. And I was like, this is perfect.
That's so good.
Yeah, I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the things that you do to de-stress? You've got this hectic company, you're starting to claw back a little bit of time, but what are some of the things you do now just to relax and stay grounded and just chill? And
I've started doing Pilates, which is amazing. I love it. I was very much like just into weightlifting, like gym classes. Chris Wilson is all sort of like you're doing classes, but you've got like strength and sets, and then strength and conditioning, and then you've got sort of cardio classes. And I would always do the strength and conditioning classes. Yeah. And then I don't know. I just felt like I needed a bit of like a switch and do something new. So joined a little Pilates studio.
That's
and
nice.
Been doing more of that, and it's quite nice to like stretch out after a long day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like exercise is massive for me.
Yeah.
And if I can't make it to the gym, even if I just walk like a couple of kilometers, I feel better. I just think I wish that I was doing it during my crazy period at the start of the business because like it's insane what exercise can do for your brain. And I feel like I'm doing it for my mental health rather than anything like, physical. So yeah, exercise.
It's really interesting. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Very good tip.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of time to do anything too crazy, but I have been trying to take a few holidays. So last year was obviously bit of change in my life, and I was like, I'm single, I'm gonna go on as many holidays as I can now.
Where'd you go?
My first trip, I crashed one of my staff's trip. Well, my manager Kristen, she was going to Cairns and Hamilton Island.
Oh, beautiful.
And I had been to Hamilton Island, and I could only get away for like 3 days, so I said, 3 nights, and I met her in Cairns, and it was beautiful. Like, I'd never been there before.
Queensland's amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So
and
stunning.
like the 3 nights felt like, 2 weeks. It was so much fun, fit so much into it.
Nice.
And she was happy to have the company as well, I hope. And then where else did I go? I went to Japan in December, just gone.
Oh, so that's winter
yeah,
time?
snow.
Yep.
Went snowboarding.
Oh, nice.
I was in
Wait,
Niseko.
was that your first time snowboarding?
No, I've been to America. I went snowboarding in Canada.
Okay.
On an American trip.
Are you any good?
I'm pretty good because I used to surf and skateboard when I was younger.
That helps a lot.
Like I said, I was a little bit of a tomboy.
Yes.
So yeah, it didn't take me long to pick it up again.
Nice.
And but I'm just stupid. Like, I'll try and do like jumps when I'm not ready to do jumps. So I basically like cracked a rib on my first day in Japan and was in so much pain, but I just pushed through, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna
and
still
ribs,
go.
you can't do anything about a rib either. Hey,
every time I fell, I was like, trying to get back up. So painful. But yeah, I went to Japan. That was beautiful. And then first time in Japan. And then where else? I went south of France in July as well.
Nice.
And then
where like Nice or Marseille?
Started in Villefranche.
Villefranche, yeah.
And was on a boat for 5 days, just going along the coast. Was in
nice.
Stopped
Like
in Saint Tropez.
Like a group boat or
like with a group of people.
Yeah, great.
Was so beautiful.
Like sail France, so to speak.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Cool. That's fun. Was it young crowd or older crowd or?
Like a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful trip. We went to all like the French beach clubs and
fun.
all the trendy places, and it was so expensive.
Yeah,
but
they don't miss over there, do they?
Such an experience. Such an experience. Like, you haven't lived until you've gone to a beach club in France.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went there. I went to Morocco as well on that trip.
Oh, no way.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
I really want to go to Morocco.
Just only did had a week there, so went to Marrakesh and went into the desert.
Yeah.
Not the Sahara. What's it? Is it desert there, Sahara?
Let's check.
I feel like I'm saying this wrong.
Let me check. Let's check.
Because it was like a 6-hour drive, and I was just like, I just don't have time. But went and stayed in like a sort of desert resort, and it was beautiful. Did the camel rides.
So like Western Sahara is a country in Africa that borders Morocco, but then you've got to the right Algeria, but that desert, it might be Sahara.
I think it is Sahara. Yeah,
it's the biggest desert in the world as well.
Yeah,
I believe.
So I think my brother was in Morocco like a week or two before me, and he made it there. But yeah, not too much different to where I was.
It was definitely Sahara. So the Sahara Desert, I didn't know this myself. I knew it was the biggest desert in the world, but it actually goes coast to coast. So it goes from west all the way to like Egypt and Sudan in the east. Yeah. Yeah, so you're in the Sahara for sure. Yeah, wow, that's so cool.
So, but it was really close to France, so it kind of made sense. And I was wanting to go to Egypt, but then, I don't know, Morocco was I don't know if it was just because I searched it and all of a sudden my Instagram was blowing up with
popping up.
Yeah, Morocco. But it looked insane. It was beautiful. Did like a cooking course there. I love doing like cooking courses in the whatever countries I go to.
That's cool.
So like going to Thailand in a couple of weeks actually. Oh,
nice.
Just for a week, and definitely need to good reminder. I need to book a cooking class.
That's great. Is Boyfie going with you?
Yeah, he is.
That's fun.
He is.
He'll love that.
Good, yeah.
Is it your first time to Thailand?
Yeah, it is. Meeting some friends over there as well, so it'll be fun.
Where do you fly into? Bangkok?
Phuket.
You're flying into Phuket from Perth?
Yeah.
Direct flight?
No. Couldn't find any.
Yeah. I think they've just started flying. Thai Airways is back in Perth, but I think it's Bangkok Perth. Sometimes you get seasonal Phuket flights.
Yeah.
I've been to Thailand 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, but normally not normally. Every time I've flown in and out of Bangkok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe honestly, I'm so bad. I like to just book things and I'm like, yep, done.
Meh.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
so like, yeah.
Whatever.
Fast
Are you
and
into
loose.
planes at all? Are you into the whole aviation fly thing? Do you treat yourself? Do you fly first class or book first class?
No.
Just fly wherever?
I can sleep standing up.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm like,
Really?
it would be wasted on me.
Whilst doing a cake?
Yeah, literally. Like I don't know how, but I sleep so well on planes. So
That's good.
as long as I'm not next to someone that's, disturbing me or trying to talk.
Yeah, oh my God, talking. Well,
But yeah, I'm fine with flying. So I feel like it would be wasted.
yeah,
And they're so expensive, like first class.
can be.
Mm.
Yeah. Or if you do what I do, I fly so much, I get all the upgrade stuff because you stay loyal to one.
Yeah, okay.
So if you stay loyal, so I've got Platinum Virgin.
Nice.
So I get 4 free business class flights a year.
Mm.
And then you get all the, like I've accumulated 500,000 points or something, maybe more.
Wow. Yeah.
I use them though.
I've got an Amex, so I do
Yeah.
have points.
Have you got the Platinum Amex?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's a good one. That gets lots of points.
But yeah, it was actually funny. I was booking my flights with Harry, my boyfriend, and he booked the last flight on points that was available.
Nice.
And so I was still like booking that flight, and I was like, what? It's just disappeared on me.
Oh, it just disappeared.
And he was like, maybe I got the wrong, like the last seat.
So wait, what points have you used? Have you used Qantas points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I was like, so I actually had to pay for my flight.
Oh no.
And
So
I
are you
was
going
like,
with Jetstar then?
No.
Who are you going
I don't
with?
know.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
I'm a
Can't
plane
tell
nerd.
you.
I've been called an aerosexual.
Oh, really?
One of my clients called me that because they're in Marrickville and they have the planes like landing right over the top, and I would like sometimes glance up. They're like, "Cam, you're an aerosexual."
Oh, that's so funny. Have you been in a private plane before?
So I was scheduled to go in 2. I almost chartered one with some friends from Vegas to Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
Because for 18 months I was kind of living there on and off. I was dating an American chick about 10 years ago. And then I got booked for a shoot last year for a friend's birthday. The client has become a very good friend now, and he was chartering a private jet. And then at the last minute, the plane company changed the planes and then was like, sorry, we need that plane. We need to put you in a smaller plane. So then in the end, the plane was too small that I couldn't even go. And it didn't end up being like a full private jet anyway. So the answer is no, but almost twice. But I'd say it's probably on the cards soon.
Yeah. Exciting.
I just love
If
planes.
that's what you're into, I feel like that's the goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So one of my goals that I've flown first class once. I've flown business class many, many times, which I'm so grateful for that. I love it. The thing that I'd love to do though is Emirates has got a shower on the A380.
Yeah.
So I want to do a first class Emirates and get the shower. I've never done that.
Yeah. I have done one first class flight back from France.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And that was an upgrade. And
with Emirates?
But I feel with Emirates and did the shower because I was like, I feel like I need to.
Oh, so was it? Yeah, of course. They fly A380 into Perth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was. Where was I coming from? Singapore or Dubai? I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah, Dubai to Perth.
I don't know, you just stay. Yeah, it was Dubai.
Yeah.
You just stay in the airport, so you're like, where am I? But yeah, it's so wasted on me. Like I had like one meal. I tend to like get on the flight and just down as much water as I can. I don't drink alcohol.
Yes,
like
I don't drink on flights either.
I just feel like it's so wasted.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just sleeping through everything because I just sleep
like
so well
caviar
on
and
yeah, okay, I got the caviar.
You got the caviar? Okay, good. You got the caviar. Was it nice?
Yeah, it was good.
Was it on the pancake?
Yeah, they had the little pikelet vibe.
Pikelet
with
the caviar.
Cucumber and the egg, like the whole situation.
See, I watch YouTube videos on this shit.
Yeah.
That's how I know about it.
Yeah, and you've got like all the little face creams provided too. Oh.
Bulgari? Is it still Bulgari? Do you remember?
No, it's
changed it.
I don't know how you say it. Burrito.
Okay, burrito. Is it Mexican?
Burrito. No, it's in Mexico. It's in Mexico. It's in Taco. It's in Mecca. It's actually a really popular perfume, and then they have like facial products.
Yeah,
So I was
nice.
like, oh,
Yeah, I
a
go to
little pillow
Bulgaria.
spritz.
That's pillow spritz. Yeah, nice. That's so good. I got Bulgaria when I flew Emirates business last time. It was Bulgaria, but that was business, not first.
I think one of my flights actually, yeah, because I've got the perfume. I was like, oh, nice.
That's a vibe.
But yeah, if I was paying for it, there's just no way I would pay for it. It's got to be an upgrade
So you
or points.
use points, yeah. I use points a lot as well.
All of my points
And
gone.
there's a right. There's a website. There's a company that I know though that I will plug. They're called Flight Infinite. They call me and they email me. Actually, they've changed names now, but they're based in California, and I've used them a handful of times. And you can get like first class and business class flights for like, I don't know, 30% of the cost.
Oh wow!
Super crazy.
Flight Infinite.
Yeah,
It's only for American flights.
No. So they'll book you anywhere. But the deals tend to be better. In the States. Sorry, it's now called Top Business Class. My apologies.
Oh.
Wait, I think it's Top Business Class. I'm going to put a link in the bottom of this video anyway. Yeah, Top Business Class Gazelle. That's her name. Yeah, it is. Here she is, Gazelle. It's Top Business Class. There we go. Yeah, so I've used them a bunch of times. And the only time I've flown first class was Chicago to Taipei, 15-hour flight.
Where's Taipei?
Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
I was coming back from the States, and usually I'd go Omaha, Dallas, Sydney, Perth, because I was living in Perth at the time. So 4 flights.
Oh, no.
But this time, how's this? Qantas economy, that route was going to cost me like $2,600 for one way.
Okay.
Right? I was like, fuck it. I'm going to check my friends and see what they do. Called him up. Yes, Cameron, we can get you on a flight that's going to go from Chicago O'Hare
Love that accent.
over to Taipei. You're going to be in first class. I'm like, oh, I like the sound of this. And then we're going to get you from Taipei to Denpasar. That's going to be business class. And then you're just going to have to get a little flight from Perth from Bali. And I'm like, how much? She's like, the retail price in the tickets is, and it was like $24,000.
Yeah.
I got it for like $2,800. So like $300 or $400 more than economy Qantas.
No.
I was like, take my money. Bang. Done.
Easy answer.
And yeah, I was eating lobster thermidor and drinking Krug champagne.
Oh my God.
First class. It was so good.
So fun.
But I don't drink on flights anymore. I don't really drink alcohol anymore.
I just get I don't ever have stomach issues.
Okay.
But when I fly, I feel like I have a balloon in my stomach.
Yep.
It's
Just
so
bloated,
weird.
yeah.
No matter if I don't eat or if I
Right.
do. So I'm just like, I don't want to eat anything.
It's the
And then I get back on
atmospheric change, right?
and I get back on land and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like give or take a few hours.
Yeah.
But
Well, like the food that they prepare on flights is actually like it changes texture and taste and everything as it goes into altitude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they specifically like
Add more salt.
Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know, but no, like the actual food changes because you're changing the altitude, the air pressure. Air pressure is changing, so the food actually changes at altitude.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's pretty good food considering, where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah, true. It's so true. It's pretty wild to be up that high
Yeah.
at 900 kilometers an hour.
But it's so normal to us now.
I every time I fly, I pretty much always post a picture when I fly because for me it's one of the last sacred things on earth. Like, yes, there's Wi-Fi on the plane now, but you don't have to turn it on. And it's like everyone knows, oh, they're flying,
Yeah,
so they
I
leave you
don't choose
alone.
it.
No, I fucking leave it off half the time.
Yeah, I'm like, leave me
this
alone,
is my
everyone.
leave me alone. This is my literally, it's my solace time, right?
Yeah.
I freaking love it for that exact reason. And like, it's like, for me, it's extraordinary. You're flying along almost 1,000 kilometers an hour, and you're in there with like 250 to 400 strangers, randos, and every time, like, touch wood, like it just goes super smooth.
Yeah.
Like everything's organized. Everyone knows what they have to do. Everyone shuts the fuck up. Everyone just has respects each other. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and it's time traveling.
Yeah, it is.
Right? So
Sometimes
you
it
like
is.
go to sleep, you wake up, and you're like, wow, it's the same day. And I get to live this day all over again.
So weird.
It's so cool.
That cool, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Super cool.
Can't wait to fly next week. 2 weeks.
2 weeks
2 weeks.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to shoot some cake stuff this week.
This week,
So we're going to do it Friday?
Yes.
All right.
I've told the girls,
Okay.
look your best.
Yeah, that's nice.
Damn it. No,
Yeah.
wear makeup.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't come in looking like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you should make more of an effort. Why don't
so
you wear
funny.
makeup for me on a daily basis?
Yeah. Why don't you all look this good always?
No. It's honestly like I've been seeing these reels pop up and it's like who you think you're talking to over email, and it's like this like done up office lady, and it's like, you know, everyone's working from home now and they're like reality, and the person's like, you know, eating and like in their pajamas just like fuck this.
That's so funny. It's so true.
Like that's like us. Like the other day I was like, I'm not answering the door today because like my hair's so short now, so I can't really tie it up, so I wear a hairnet and I just look like an absolute gremlin in the kitchen now. Like it's horrible.
That's
so
funny.
like I'm not answering the door. You girls can answer.
So we're going to be shooting you on Friday then as well?
Yeah. But I'll just stay away from the food products with no hairnet.
Yeah. I filmed a bakery in Sydney. A friend of mine owns a French bakery over there.
Oh wow.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was super interesting. They make amazing baguettes, croissant. They do I've got a mental blank right now. They do so many different pastries, but there was one in particular I was trying to think of that you don't see much outside of France. It's like a little caramel
kind of croffin.
There's
so many things now. They're like croissant, cross muffin, croissant.
Oh no, this is a
cookie.
Classic. This is all classic.
Oh,
yeah, they're not fucking with shit because otherwise people will be up in arms. Like
yeah, the Frenchies weren't like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like mixed products going around now. I've seen like someone I think she's in the Gold Coast or Brisbane, and she's putting like her cookies are going crazy. She's selling them internationally, and then she's putting the cookie dough on the croissants and then cooking them.
Okay.
And they're going crazy. People are going crazy for them. So
that's cool.
All these different products.
Food blows up on social media.
It really does.
Like even when I post a random video in my story of me cooking up some basic shit at home, like I get so much engagement from it. People are like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Yum, that's it. Or you're going to cook for me? I'm like, sure, I'll cook for you. I actually love cooking for people.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
like,
too. If I have
10
time.
people,
yeah,
I'll cook for 10 people by myself.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
And especially like new dishes. Like I love cooking the same things. Like, oh my God, I'm the worst for like lunches. I literally have just been eating my poor staff. Can of tuna, rice, veggies, done. It's basics. So yum.
Yeah.
Like no sauce. Like it's healthy.
Yeah.
Fills me up.
Yeah.
Easy. Takes me like 2 seconds to make.
Yeah.
But then I love like cooking like a full on meal.
Yeah.
Like a lasagna or like
nice.
pasta always.
Oh, you like your carbs, hey?
Love
Carby
pasta.
Carb. Yeah.
I should have been Italian.
And do you match it with a nice wine?
I'm more of a social drinker, I feel.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I tend to stay away from alcohol unless I'm like out with friends.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy a wine.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a wine drinker over anything else. Don't drink beer.
Yeah.
I can't get around it.
No, fair
but
enough.
Pinot Noir, always Pinot
nice
Noir.
Pinot. And do you like West Australian?
Yeah. Love West Australian. I did get into for a while Malbec.
Oh yeah, Argentinian.
Yeah,
beautiful. I love Malbecs.
But I don't know where I was. Was it Croatia or somewhere? It was a long time ago, but did a wine tour and they had Malbec and it was amazing. But it wasn't in a region that it was meant to be in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I was interested by it because it can only be grown. Like it's a variety of grape, right?
Yeah.
It can only be grown in certain soil or
Yes.
certain climate.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's a good one. Do you know that Argentina gave potatoes to the world?
No.
Have you ever seen Chef's Table?
No.
On Netflix?
I've seen it, but I haven't watched it.
Watch season 1, episode 3, Francis Malman.
Yeah.
He's a Argentinian chef that was French trained in like all the 3 hat restaurants.
Yeah.
This guy is just such an epic guy.
I thought it would have been France that would introduce us to the potato, you know?
Yeah, or
French
like
fry.
Yeah, or well, they're from Belgium though.
Oh wow.
So fries are actually from Belgium, and you'd think potato might be even Ireland.
Yeah.
Because there's huge potato culture in Ireland.
Oh yeah, right? Lots of stews.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody told me the other day.
Poland vodka.
Yes. Tzatziki is actually not a Greek thing.
I think it's Albanian or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Albanian. Yeah, the Greeks tried to steal that one.
Yeah.
The Albanians are
And Greek
pissed.
yogurt as well is something else.
Albanian yogurt?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is real?
This is our special sauce. My grandfather was making 5,000 years before your grandfather. And then they go to war over it.
Yeah. Wow. You never know.
You never know. Hot topic. So what's your favorite restaurants in Perth at the moment?
Ooh, tough question, but I always am keen to find an Italian place. Vimperpooli's
Yes,
really good.
I've been there a few times.
I feel like Freo is just smashing it with the good restaurants at the moment.
And small bars. They got some really good small bars.
I went to Lola's for pizza the other day because that was, the new hype and that was good. What was the other Italian? There's like a little Italian place in Freo that's been there for years. It's like literally a nonna serves you and it's like just
that's
like
nice.
Oh, but I can't remember what it's called.
I went to a place like that in Tasmania. Capri. Okay, let's look it up.
Yeah, it's been there for years, and it was like very reasonable. Had like 2 pastas or like 2 main dishes and 2 entrees, and they give you free soup and bread. Didn't have any drinks,
so
and it was
good.
$75.
That's nice.
I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
But I've got a booking at Gibney's.
Okay.
Is
this Capri? Is it that one there?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
477 reviews, 4.6.
You've got a way to go. You got a way to go. Yeah. Miss 128.
I don't know. I've only recently been pushing them, but I'm like every time anybody, because we get a lot of DMs, lots of people message us.
Yeah, thanks. You're like, put it on
this
Google.
Is amazing. I'm like, oh, if you get a second,
So,
can you Google it?
not telling you how to do your shit.
No, tell me.
Automate it. So you can set up automation that will go to their email, to their DM or whatever, and you can even give the link that takes them directly to the Google review page. They don't have to Google you. Man, okay, incentivize them.
But
so
apparently you can't. It's you can be done for it.
What if like
I don't know why. Yeah. I said, every month I'd be offering a $100 voucher to if you left a review.
Yeah,
like every month.
So I think what you got to look at the rules.
Yeah.
I think you can't do that, but I think what you might be able to do is like if you leave a review, you go into the draw to win something. So you can gamify it that way.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Look into the rules. That'll be like ACCC stuff, I guess, like consumer protection stuff.
I guess that also, you get scared to send that email, the automated email, to leave a review to somebody that's not happy.
Fuck it. You've got look, you're like more good than bad.
Oh,
you're never going to
100%.
get rid of bad people.
Oh, I was crying over, these reviews, and at one point I was like, somebody said to me, Ash, like, how many cakes do you make?
Yeah.
In a year.
Put it in perspective.
And I like calculated. I was like, this many. How many, complaints have you had in a year?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's like 0.00 blah, of that number. Like, what are you concerned about?
Absolutely.
And I was like, okay, fine. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
But I just always jinx myself. I'm like, oh, we've had such a good run. It's been 6 months, no complaint. And then we'll get an email and I'm like, oh, shit.
Oopsie doopsie. Oh my God.
Somebody's 18 instead of 16 again.
It's so funny.
No, it very rarely happens, but, it's all part of the game.
You're doing amazing.
Get that with the big jobs.
That's it. Exactly. I have checked the time, and as much as I could keep talking to you, we better wrap it up. I think we should do another one of these at some point.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
for
having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy for you, and I am rooting for you, and I want to see you absolutely fucking crush it.
Thank you.
And if there's anything that I can ever do to help you, always here for you. And thanks so much for being a guest on the podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It's been good. It's been like having just like a chat to an old friend.
Yeah, nice. Love that. I love that. And thanks everyone for listening at home. Sorry about the audio in the beginning if it was a bit not so great. And just remember that this episode is brought to you by Sky Video and Talent Corp. If you'd like to have leading talent in your videos and productions and TV commercials, basically if you want to have some kick-ass people represent your brand, if you don't want to go on camera, These people can do it for you. They're professional presenters, they're movie stars, they're presenters of newses and things like that. They're really great. We love them. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Ciao.